Since launch in March of 2022, I've released 4 manga volumes, 2 animated promos, 10 original soundtracks, the alpha and beta sets of the trading card game, held a national tournament, crowned a champion, ran a successful Kickstarter, and opened a booth in Anime Expo, the largest anime convention in America. What does it take to make your own manga, anime, or tabletop game? How much money does it earn? Is it worth it?
What did it cost?
Everything.
All those questions will be answered. First, I want to show you something wholesome. I turned 2 of Demon Rush's biggest fans, Brandon and Jacob, into playable cards, and they will be using themselves in the national tournament this June. Their reactions were priceless, and I just wanted to share. Also, I'm giving away $30,000. Yeah, 30K. I opened an affiliate program through Shopify so anyone can sell Demon Rush cards and earn 25% of the revenue. This is 100% legit, and you don't have to buy anything to get started. I'll talk about that at the end of the video. 4 years ago, I released Demon Rush, a dark fantasy anime story in which magic makes its recurrence as an angel arrives to protect Earth from an incoming demonic invasion. 2 friends, Soren Iyer and Rush Cohen, are separated during the chaos and are forcibly recruited to opposite sides of the incoming war for humanity. Soren becomes an apprentice to a powerful Holy Templar training in the arts of Imperium, while Rush is forced to participate in deadly trials in an effort to harden him into the ultimate evil warrior. Chapter 15 is incredibly hype as Soren and Rush will finally be battling each other after 4 years, and it's already my favorite chapter of the series. Ever since I was introduced to Dragon Ball Z 30 years ago, I had the dream of bringing my own story to life. But like most people, we get a regular job to pay the bills, and before we know it, the years have passed us by, leaving our dreams in the distant past. 9 years ago, I quit my job and went full-time on YouTube. I was lucky enough to be able to monetize my passion. I spent 5 years reviewing anime and making a fan show called Anime War, which accrued 500 million views from all around the globe. During this period, I tried to release Demon Rush, but I was far from ready. The first animation was really bad. Although I was proud of it at the time, I scrapped it. 2 years later, I tried hiring a bunch of animators and going for it again, but it fell apart because I still wasn't ready and I didn't have the resources to finish it. Then COVID hit, and we were all stuck in our homes for a year. Pokemon cards were making a resurgence and collecting exploded, probably because everybody had extra money from the stimulus checks. I was bored and was playing old card games online like Yu-Gi-Oh! GOAT format, which I was super passionate about in my early years. I thought about Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot, how many friends I made along the way, and that electric thrill of going to a tournament. Because we were all locked down, I seriously missed that brotherhood and bonding, and that's where I got the idea for the Demon Rush trading card game.
So that means this should be Cassio. Oh my god, Cassio, show me Oh, holy.
Around that time, I found a fan-made piece of art of Garo from One Punch Man by an unknown artist named Draw Smile. I tracked him down, explained how I'd been looking for an artist for Demon Rush for years. He saw how passionate I was, and on New Year's Eve of 2020, he agreed to work with me. Now I had what I needed for my third and final attempt to bring Demon Rush to life. I'd use my connections and money I'd made from YouTube, the animation production skills I'd learned from Anime War, and give it my all. I was confident that this time it would work. To release all of this together simultaneously, I had to learn a tremendous amount of new skills. How to self-publish a book, create a website and e-commerce marketplace to sell the products, packaging and shipping, coloring and calibration, offset printing, and the list goes on. I was completely over my head. This project was an unimaginable amount of difficulty, and it almost broke me. There have only been 2 occasions where I felt so stressed out and broken that I crawled into the fetal position and thought about giving up. One was the final episode of Anime War, which took an entire year to make and was only on YouTube for 3 hours before it was taken down. And the other was Demon Rush.
I am
suffering from like complete exhaustion. There's so many moving parts. There's so many pieces to it. I'm still trying to figure out how to produce the manga in hard copy form. It's just so many headaches, man, like going on. Every time I solve a problem, like 40 new problems occur, and it's just been insanely difficult. But here's the thing about me. I don't know how to give up. I was lucky enough to work with the legendary Japanese voice actor Daisuke Ono, the voice of Jotaro and Erwin Smith. Jotaro! Jotaro! This is probably the highlight of my entire career, as I watched him over Zoom in the recording studio in Japan, reading the lines that I wrote. Something clicked for me there, a level of achievement that I never thought possible in my entire life. And my inner child was proud. I was also fortunate enough to find 7 talented artists to paint the artwork for the card game. No AI was used. These were all done before AI art was a thing, and honestly, I think these artists deserve a lot more praise. Some of the detail on this card art is absolutely stunning. A little over a year later, I released the world premiere for the animated episode, trading card game, and manga. It is with great honor that I present to you today the Demon Rush anime! By the way, I know it's probably better to call it a graphic novel and not a manga because it's not made in Japan, but you can call it whatever you want. Initially, hype for the trading card game was high, and we sold out of our alpha set quickly, which was 10,000 packs. I packaged and shipped everything myself. Although it was exhausting, I loved it. Every day, I dropped off packages at the post office, and I got this warm and fuzzy feeling. I was selling something I truly cared about to people who truly wanted it. I still have 2 sealed cases of the alpha booster boxes, and I'm planning on auctioning these off. I'm gonna crack one open right now to show you what's inside. I got these 1/7/2022, so they're over 3 years old, but let me show you what it looks like. Man, breaking the seal on a case of alpha. Ooh-wee. Box 26 of 37, so we only had 37 cases to start with. Alrighty. Man, fresh case of alpha. Oh, damn, bro, this takes me so back. I'm going to put one of these for sale on the website shop.demonrush.com for $500, and every time someone buys one, I'm going to put another one on and double it. I recovered my initial investment on the cards, which was around $50,000. However, the anime episode cost about $25,000. Animation is extremely expensive if you didn't know. I paid Drawsmile, the manga illustrator, around $6,000 for his artwork in the first volume and sold around 600 copies, which comes out to about $1,700 in revenue. So while the card game made back its costs, the other material put me in a slight hole. But that's okay. You have to invest in your dream. You cannot go cheap. You have to go all in. Although we sold out of booster packs, I still have a lot of starter decks and playmats left over that I need to sell. One thing that I severely underestimated is that most people simply wanted to collect the cards, not play the game, even though it's designed specifically to be the highest skill card game ever made. These are all starter decks in here, Soren and Rush. We still got like about 1,000 of those. So definitely people are buying way more packs than starter decks, but this means we can get like, 1,000 new players into the game. That's the way I look at it. And these are all playmats. We got a ton of playmats. I ordered about 500 and we have sold maybe 100 of those. So remember this, if you're going to make a product, make sure it fulfills the need of the people, not fulfills your need. I personally wanted a competitive game to play with people, something that the community could get behind, but the majority of consumers just wanted to collect. Don't sell your passion, sell to your customers' needs. Find out what they need and then sell them a solution. Regardless, the Demon Rush Discord filled up with players, and every night we would log on and play each other, laugh, build decks, and playtest. We became great friends, and I recovered that bonding experience that I got from Yu-Gi-Oh! 20 years earlier. Sometimes I sit and think about how creating Demon Rush gave me these new friendships, and if I had never taken the plunge on Demon Rush, I wouldn't have those friendships. It's beautiful, really.
Wow. Look at that, dude. Let's go. Let's go.
By pushing myself to manifest Demon Rush into a reality, I created long-standing friendships along the way, which I would have otherwise missed out on. Last year, we held the first ever national tournament where I put $10,000 on the line. I put my money where my mouth is. The prize money encouraged a few trading card game pros to join in, and this was a real test to see if Demon Rush is truly the skill game I claim it is. The Discord players who have been practicing for 2 years versus the trading card game pros who practiced for only 3 weeks. Lo and behold, first and second place were the pros, one of which was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Champion that won a tournament with over 2,000 people. He got second place and he didn't even have the full deck. He literally didn't even have a sleeping potion, which is the best defensive spell in the game. I was proven right. Then came the ultimate test. Could the pro who won the tournament beat the creator himself? We went heads up. And, well,
there is one final opponent. You have bested all of the other players, but can you defeat the creator of the game?
Oh, baby.
Yeah, we'll get him the draw unless Ish has a response.
There's
Another contradiction comes out. Dark Cube on a Spirit Wolf.
No.
And I think that's it.
With answers to every single thing that he did. And it's another chain. That's another early chain going on.
Changes the archive.
Ooh, the
Candle.
candle comes out. And you hear the sigh in the champion's voice there. The creator has 2 cards in hand. He uses Pristine Coffin. Oh,
Sacrificing one, vanquishing the other.
That is a play that only the creator would come up with right there.
Damn.
Another Arcog.
Shit, big dog.
Oh, and that is it.
Yeah.
2-0 to the creator.
it was a smashing success to not only prove that my skill game works properly, but to meet all of the friends that I had made online. We had such a great time and we're meeting up again for the second national tournament this June 7th and 8th at Tournament City Games in Frederick, Maryland. More information is on the website demonrush.com if you're interested. So, after 4 years and $200,000 invested out of my own pocket, how is it doing? Well, I've made back a little more than half of that, and if you guys help me sell out of the rest of my boxes, I'll be almost broken even. However, I have a brand now, a beautiful brand that I'm extremely proud of, that no company can copyright claim, that has built bonds, friendships, and a history. My childhood dream after 30 years actualized. It wasn't easy, but it was absolutely worth it. So, I know there's a lot of people who want to make their own anime or manga, so here are my tips. Before you even think about drawing or hiring an artist, write the manuscript, write 10 chapters, and then go through it again and again, making it better and better until you think it's perfect. Then show it to an editor, which can even be someone you know that's just very good at English. Friends, however, can be biased, which is a problem. Do not, under any circumstance, surround yourself with people that will tell you everything is great. You want harsh feedback. A real editor will redline and mark up your entire manuscript, asking a lot of very tough questions, making you realize that you still have a mountain of work to do. You need to flush out all of the characters' personalities, backstories, motivations, and dreams. Then, you need to ensure that the characters represent these features in the way that they speak, move, and act. You have to ensure that all of your characters have personality, which is a lot harder than it sounds. They should be different personalities that the reader can sympathize with and understand, and that requires a lot of thought-provoking detail. So flush out all of your characters, their personalities, their backstories, how they speak, flush all of that out before you even think about an artist. Once you've gone through this process, if you've made it that far, then you should start looking for artists. You've written 10 chapters, you showed it to an editor, you cleaned it up, you made all your revisions, you flushed out the characters' personalities. Now you need to find an artist. My suggestions are to look on X, formerly known as Twitter, Pixiv, ArtStation, and DeviantArt. If you want to draw it yourself, that's great, but it's a lot easier to hire a professional and you'll probably get more viewers. Plus, you can focus on writing while the artist makes the illustrations. That's how Draw Smile and I work together. And don't even think about doing AI art. People will hate you. Nobody is going to care about your AI art comic. Artists absolutely loathe AI, and if you start showing your AI comic to the art community, they will roast you alive. Start promoting your comic now and gathering interest. There's a good chance that nobody will care unless you've already built a following through social media. You have to understand that your story is a drop in an ocean of stories. If yours isn't unique, there's a good chance it just gets lost. Before you invest too much money, start pre-orders and use that capital to fund your artist. Sell the product before you make it. That way you know how much to invest. I personally made the mistake with Demon Rush of basically keeping it a secret until it was done. And if I could go back, I would have taken orders before producing so I knew how much to produce. Sell your product before you make it so you know how much to make. Now, if you want to make your own anime, the best bet is to just make the comic as popular as possible and then hope a production company wants to turn it into an anime. Animation is so insanely expensive. Most people don't understand. I spent $50,000 on 2 anime promos and they aren't even top grade quality. Your best bet is to let an established studio make it for you. And just for reference, I did these anime promos in-house, but if I had hired a studio, it would have cost somewhere around $250,000 to $300,000 for 2 very short episodes. If you want to make any type of tabletop game, make it funny, make it a gag. There's a card game called Divorced Dads, and it's hilarious.
We got the Age of Alimony expansion pack right here. Starting off strong, vasectomy, child support. This tool is actually quite strong. Basically, it just bleeds your opponent dry, stealing all their points. All right, mother-in-law. Now this, although it's a very weak, frail beast, it's got a special ability where it just never dies.
It's $10 a pack and it sells out. Demon Rush is $4 a pack, but it's competitive, so the niche is small. Go for funny and harmless and you'll do a lot better. Okay, so about that $30,000 up for grabs. I'm good at creating, but I'm not so good at sales and marketing, and that's where I need your help. There's a link in the description where you can sign up as a Demon Rush affiliate and get a custom link. Your goal is then to make posts or videos or any kind of content about Demon Rush and include that custom link. If a new buyer purchases through that link, you'll get 25% of the sale. If someone buys $500 worth, which is pretty common actually, you'll get $100 into your bank or PayPal. I'm more concerned about growing the player base, especially for the national tournament coming up in June. You can download all of the Demon Rush content off the Demon Rush YouTube channel, including the animations, the music, the manga chapters, etc., and use it to make your own videos without any worry of copyright. I have copyright fully disabled on Demon Rush because I want people to share it. I have 1,000 booster boxes left for sale, as well as ultra premium cards, promo cards, playmats, and starter decks, so there's a lot to sell and you get 25% on all of it. And you can use it as a marketing strategy that the national tournaments are coming up in June, and those have $1,000 cash prize guaranteed minimum, so it's a great time to get started playing and come to the tournament and try and win even more money. So if you can make YouTube shorts, TikToks, X posts, whatever you want, just ensure that people are clicking your custom link and buying through there so you get all the profit. It's a win-win-win for everyone. You get money, I get more players, and the players get something super entertaining to play. If you have any questions or you're interested in playing Demon Rush with me and the other fans, there's a link for our Discord in the description.